Hi, Major Anthony Juliana here for our second episode of How to Get Out of the Men's Ministry Desert. Today, we're going to be talking about how to look for those men that you need on your leadership team. What should you be looking for? How should we be putting together that leadership team? So that's going to be our topic of discussion today. I invite you just to sit back and let's learn how to get out of the men's ministry desert. So let's take a moment right now to talk about how to build our men's ministry leadership team. It's not designed for you to do it alone, right? That's not the intention. It's not the intention for your core officer to do it alone, right? There should be a team engaged and involved. Confession is good for the soul, so here's my confession today. I can tell you that as a core officer, on many occasions, on a Wednesday afternoon, about an hour and a half before the men were supposed to show up for men's club, I was frantically trying to figure out what is it that we're going to do together this evening. Here's what I had to learn. Men's ministries is more than an event. Write that one down. Men's ministries is more than an event. The foundation for men's ministries is discipleship. It's discipleship. And our model for that really is Jesus and his 12 disciples. Men's ministries is designed, its purpose is discipleship. If your men's ministries doesn't have that as its purpose, then the target is wrong. And if the target is wrong, you're not going to hit the goals that you're after. You're not going to meet the outcomes that you're after. And so the foundation to a sustainable momentum of a men's ministries really is this passion for discipleship. Now, let me just talk to your core officers for just a moment and say to you that leadership for men's ministries should not be an afterthought. Don't let it be an afterthought. Let the leadership of your men's ministries be something of a priority for you. If your core is struggling to have momentum in your men's ministries, if your core is struggling to even reinstitute, rebuild, regain, or even start something that you haven't had in a long time, then let me suggest to you that the leadership of your men's ministry be something of a priority. Let that be one of the first things that's necessary for the development of your men's ministries, and not only your men's ministries, but in your ministry in the core of the core ministry. Because really, the core is the environment in which your men's ministry is going to flourish. It's the starting point for your men's ministry to actually engage in ministry, right? And so I just encourage you, let the leadership of that men's ministries be something of a priority, not an afterthought. Now, if you are looking for who should be a leader in the men's ministries that we have. Let me also say to you that your starting point, and I'm not being sarcastic when I say this, spiritually sarcastic, but your starting point really is prayer. Let me invite you to pray over your men's ministries leadership team and wait on the Lord for an answer. So many times, even in my own prayer life, I know I pray and I ask the Lord for guidance and direction. And more often than not, I find myself kind of going, all right, I'm going to start down this path. And if it's not you, then, shift me or move me or make sure something, Friends, wait on God to answer your prayer for leadership of your men's ministries. Because truth is, it's better to wait and start your men's ministries with the right leadership in place than it is to start your men's ministries with the wrong leadership in place and have to make an adjustment later. Okay? So take the time to pray over this and to wait on the Lord to direct you to the right people. Finding a leader starts with you. You may be sitting there watching this video tonight or today and just kind of saying to yourself, I've been feeling a tug. I wonder, if God's asking me to be the leader. Often when we find ourselves praying that God would raise up a leader for a ministry in our core, a lot of times the burden He's given us to pray over it is really the burden of the calling to that ministry. And so be sensitive to that. Be sensitive to the leadership of your men's ministry really does start with you, whether or not you hold a title, a position of president or vice president or treasurer or secretary or the men's ministries chaplain, whatever title you hold or don't hold, really is an opportunity for you to begin your leadership role in your men's ministries. Now, some of your best men's ministries leaders are simply just because they're men, right? Men have a tendency of understanding each other and being able to relate to each other. Just ask our wives. I don't know how many times the wives have gotten together and have said, my husband's just like that, right? The starting point for your leadership in your men's ministries may just simply be, that's a man. We're simply men. But they're men who have learned to develop a tenderness, a sensitivity, a hearing of the Holy Spirit, right? It's men who have developed a tenderness to the Holy Spirit. And it's men that understand that being a good leader begins with being a great follower, right? And so it's men who understand their place in their relationship with the Lord. They're able to follow the Holy Spirit, they're able to follow the Lord, and they're able to follow their core officer. And core officers, let me also just kind of say to you that men will follow a leader who has a vision and who respects them to be leaders as well. And so be sensitive to the vision that you share. Be clear about the vision that you share and be attuned to respecting men and their leadership positions as well. Once God has shown you the men in your core who can be leaders, make sure that there's diversity in your leadership team. It's no secret we're all living in a kind of a new normal in terms of our society, in terms of our sensitivity to men of all cultures and backgrounds. And so let's make sure that their voices are heard and respected, that their ideas are engaged with and given credence. So make sure that you have diversity in your men's ministry leadership team. And I can tell you that that will go a long way for the effectiveness of your men's ministry.